She'll live.
Thank God.
You're a pair of lucky parents, I can tell you that now. I thought you would.
Nonsense, the child's a killer. She has the constitution of a goat. She'll outlive us all.
Yes, especially if some of you Kellers don't get a night's sleep. And I mean you, Miss Keller.
You hear, Katie?
I hear.
I brought up 2 of them, but this is my wife's first. She isn't battle scarred yet.
Doctor, don't be merely considerate. Will my girl be all right?
Oh, by morning she'll be knocking down Captain Keller's fences again, I'm sure.
And isn't there anything we should do?
Well, put up stronger fencing, I imagine.
Well, just let her get back. She knows how to do it better than we do. Main thing is, the fever's gone and these things come and go in infants. I really don't know why, but I call it acute congestion of the stomach and brain.
I'll see to your buggy, Doctor.
I've never seen a baby with more vitality. That's the truth.
Hush. Don't you cry now, you've been trouble enough. Call it acute congestion indeed. Well, I don't see what's so cute about a congestion just because it's yours. Have your father run an editorial in his paper. The wonders of modern medicine. They don't know what they're curing, even when they cure it. Helen? Helen? Captain? Captain, will you come? Captain! Captain!
Katie, what's wrong?
Look!
What, Katie? She's
She
well.
can't see! Look at her eyes! She can't see!
Helen!
Oh, here with that scream, she didn't believe in our eyelash!
Helen!
Oh, she can't
Helen!
see!
Helen!
First, I'm going to cut off this doctor's legs. 1, 2, and then...
Wait, why are you cutting off that doctor's legs?
I'm going to give him an operation. Now I'm going to cut off his arms. 1, 2. Now I'm going to fix up his... You stop that.
Cut off his stomach, that's a good operation.
No, I'm going to cut off his head first.
Ain't gonna be much of that doctor left to fix. Time you finish.
What do you do? Bite her hands?
That's how I do. She keep poking her fingers in my mouth, I just bite them off.
What's she trying to do now?
She's trying to talk. She's gonna get mad. Look at her trying to talk.
You stop that. You just sit quiet.
Mrs. Keller!
She only dug knocked his eyes out. Almost done. It's always almost. No point in worrying until it happens, is there?
How does she stand it? Why haven't you seen this Baltimore man? It's not a thing you can let go on and on like the weather.
The weather here doesn't ask permission of me, Aunt Ted. Speak to my father.
Arthur, something ought to be done for that child.
A refreshing suggestion. What?
Why, this very famous oculist in Baltimore I wrote you about. What was his name?
Dr. Chisholm.
Yes. I heard lots of cases of blindness people thought couldn't be cured. He's cured. He just does wonders. Why don't you write?
I've stopped believing in wonders.
I think the captain will write to him soon, won't you, Captain?
No.
Good money after bad, or bad after good, or bad after
Well, if it's a
bad.
question of money, Arthur, now you're marshal, you have this Yankee money. Might as well.
Not money. This child's been a specialist all over Alabama and Tennessee. If I thought it'd do good, I'd have every food doctor in the country.
I think the captain will write to him soon.
Katie, how many times do you let them break your heart?
Any number of times.
What, child?
As long as there's the least chance for her to see or hear.
There isn't. Now I must finish here.
I think with your permission, Captain, I'd like to write.
I said no, Katie.
Why, writing does no harm, Arthur. Only a little bitty letter. To see if he can help her.
He can't.
We won't know that to be a fact, Captain, until after you write.
Katie, he can't.
Father stands up. That makes it a fact.
You be quiet. Bad getting up by females without your impudence. Katie! How's her working at hen yards in this house?
You really ought to put her away, Father.
What?
Some asylum. It's the kindest thing.
Why? She's your sister, James.
Half sister and half mentally defective. She can't even keep herself clean. It's not pleasant seeing her about all the time.
Do you dare complain of what you can see?
This discussion is at an end. I'll thank you not to broach it again, Ed. I've done as much as I can bear. Can't give my whole life to it. This house is 6 and 7 from morning till night over the child. It's time some attention was paid to Mildred here instead.
Wake her up, Captain.
I want some peace in this house. I don't care how, but one way we won't have it is by rushing up and down the countryside every time somebody hears of a new quack. I'm as sensible of this affliction as anyone else. It hurts me to look at the girl.
It was not our affliction I make you to write about, Captain.
My buttons!
Eyes. She wants the doll to have eyes.
My goodness me. I'm not decent.
She doesn't know any better, Aunt Ed. I'll sew them on again.
I never learned with everyone letting her do everything. She takes it in
You
her
be
mind.
quiet.
What did I say now?
You talk too much.
I was agreeing with you.
Whatever it was, to pride the child, the least she can have are the little things she wants.
It's worth a couple of buttons, Kate. Look. That child has more sense than all these men fellows. If there was ever any way to reach that mind of hers.
Oh, Helen!
Telling me not to do some things. How can I make you understand?
Katie!
Can I get into your house? I shall make my
Katie, some way of teaching her an order of discipline
A
has to be-
disciplined and afflicted child isn't her fault.
I didn't say it was her
And
fault.
whose? I don't know what to do. How can I teach her? Be
There
there.
must be some way of confining her somehow.
Put her in a cage? She's a growing child. She has to use her limbs.
Answer me one thing. Is it fair to Mildred here?
Are you willing to put her away?
Now what?
If she wants to talk, be like you and me. No! Every day she slips further away, and I don't know how to call her back.
Oh, I've a mind to take her up to Baltimore myself. If that doctor can't help her, maybe he'll know who can.
I'll write the man, Katie.
We could do nothing for the girl, of course. It was Dr. Bell who thought she somehow be taught. I have written to the family that only a suitable governess, Miss Annie Sullivan, will come to Boston. Annie, this is my last time to counsel you, and you do lack some, by some, I mean all tact or talent to bend to others. And what has saved you on more than one occasion here at Perkins is we had nowhere to expel you to. Do your eyes hurt?
My ears, Mr. Anagnos.
Nowhere but back to Tiskyberry where children learn to be saucy, Annie. I know how dreadful it was for you then. But the battle is dead and done with. Why not let it stay buried?
I think God must owe me a resurrection.
What?
Well, he keeps to taking up that saddle.
Annie, that is not a proper thing to say.
I know what I mean. What is the child like?
Like,
Right or dull to start off?
no one knows. And if she is dull, you'll have no patience
Well,
with
when
this.
grown-ups you have to, Mr. Anagnos. I mean the children. It just seems a little precocious. Can I use that word?
Only if you can spell it.
Premature. So I hope at least she's a bright one.
Deaf, blind, mute, who knows? She's like a little safe, locked on the inside. There could be a treasure.
Maybe it's empty too.
I must warn you, she is much given to
It
tantrums.
means something is inside. Well, so am I who believe all I hear. Maybe you should warn them?
Annie, I have written a family of no formal history of you. You will find yourself among strangers now who know nothing of it.
Well, we'll keep him in a state of blessed ignorance.
Perhaps you should tell it,
Why, I have enough trouble with people who don't know.
so when you do have trouble, they will understand.
The only time I have trouble is when I write. Is it my fault it's so often?
I don't give them any trouble, Mr. Anagnos. He's so ladylike they won't notice I come.
Annie, be humble. It is not as if you have so many offers to pick and choose. You will need this family's affection working with this
I
child.
hope I will need their pity.
Oh, we can all use some pity. So we throw you out in the world, and you are no longer our pupil, and no one expects you to work miracles. Not even for $25 a month. Now, in this envelope is a loan, which you will repay me when you open up a bank account. But also we have a gift with our love. I think our friends are ready to say goodbye.
Dear Mr. Anagnos. Well, what should I say? I'm an ignorant, opinionated girl, and everything I am I owe to you?
That is only half true, Annie.
Which half? I crawled in here and I could drown grass. I died in Jimmy died. And then you say with love so easy. Why haven't loved her so since? I never realized the coast. But this place, well, it gave me more than my eyes back, or taught me how to scare, which I'll never learn anyway. But with all the fight and all the trouble I've been here, it taught me what hell is and how to live again. I don't want to say goodbye. Don't open the door. I'm crying.
They will not see. Children, come!
Annie? Are you here, Annie? Are you really leaving? Here, please visit us.
Here.
Are you really please, Annie? There's a present we bought you. We're going away present, Annie.
No, you shouldn't have.
We did. Where's the present? Don't go, Annie. Away. Alice has it. Alice? Where's Alice? Carry on.
Oh, I have it. Everyone, should I open it?
Open it, Annie.
It's open.
Annie. She's opening it. Is it open?
It's open.
For your eyes, Annie. Put them on. Because Miss Hopkins said your eyes hurt after the operation. And you're going where the sun is fierce.
I'm putting them on now.
Don't go, Annie. Where the sun is fierce.
Do they fit all right? They fit just fine.
Did you put them on? Are they pretty, Annie?
Oh, they fit just fine and pretty wide. Do you know how I look in these? Splendiloquent, like a racehorse.
There's another present. Beatrice? We bought another present for Helen, too. Give us for Beatrice. Here, Annie. It's for Helen. We took up a collection to buy it, and Laura dressed it.
It's beautiful.
So don't forget. You be sure to give it to Helen, promise, Annie.
I promise it'll be the first thing I give her. If I don't keep it for myself, it is. You know I can't be trusted with dolls.
Don't go, Annie. To her.
Sarah dear, I don't want to go.
Then why are you going?
Because I'm a big girl now. And big girls have to earn a living. It's the only way I can. You don't smile for me first. What I'll just have to do is,
What?
well, put you in my suitcase instead of this doll and take you to Helen, Alabama.
Come, children, come. We must get the trunk into the carriage and Annie onto a train, or none of us will be going to Alabama. Come.
I told you, you'd be just fine. Go on now.
Where are we going, Annie?
Jimmy,
Where are we going?
I said I'm taking care of you.
Forever and ever?
Forever and ever.
Annie? Annie!
Coming.
see her, Vinny.
And maybe she ain't gonna be on that train either.
Maybe she is.
Well, maybe she ain't.
And maybe she is.
Where's Helen? She's upstairs, smelling around. She knows something funny's going on.
Let her have her supper as soon as Mildred's in bed. And tell Captain Keller when he comes that we'll be delayed tonight.
Again?
I don't think we need to say again. Simply delayed will do.
She means that's what he gonna say. What, again?
Yes. We're expecting someone. Someone from my Helen. Oh dear, this was clean not an hour ago. Here. But while I'm gone, I don't think one peppermint will spoil your supper.
Jimmy, sir, you don't look dressed for anything useful, boy.
I'm not. It's for Miss Sullivan.
You keep holding up that porch, we have wooden posts for that. I asked you to see if those strawberry plants were moved this evening.
I'm moving you, Mrs. Keller, instead, to the station.
Mrs. Keller. Must you always speak of her as though you've never met the lady?
Mother! I said mother.
Captain,
Evening, my dear.
we're off to meet the train captain. Supper will be a trifle delayed tonight.
What, again?
With your permission.
What you want, honey, your mama?
Guess one little tea cake ain't gonna ruin her appetite.
Well, she's gone. She's gone. My son and I don't get along. You don't know I'm your father. No one likes me and supper's delayed. Oh, here, I brought you some stick candy. One nibble of sweets can't do any harm.
Captain Keller, now how am I supposed to get her to eat her supper if you fill up with that trash?
Tend to your work. Oh, come on, give me that. Ah! Helen!
Miss Sullivan?
Here at last. Been on train so many days, I hope they must be backing up every time I do something.
I'm James Keller.
James. I had a brother Jimmy. Are you Helen's?
I'm only half brother. You're to be her governess.
We'll try.
Mrs. Keller, Miss Sullivan.
Met every train for 2 days.
I changed trains every time they stopped. The man just told me that ticket ought to be tied to the tracks.
You have a trunk, Miss Sullivan?
Yes. You didn't bring Helen. I was hoping you would.
No, she's home.
You live far from town, Mrs. Keller?
Only a mile.
I suppose I can wait for one more mile. I won't be surprised if I get out to push the horse.
Helen's waiting for you too. There's been such a bustle in the house. She expects something. Heaven knows what. I expected a desiccated spinster. You're very young.
You should have seen me when I left Boston. I got much older on this
I
trip.
mean, to teach anyone as difficult as Helen.
I need to try.
Is it possible even? To this deaf-blind child, half of what an ordinary child will ever have. Attend.
No. No. Dr. Howe did wonders, but as ordinary child? No. Never. But I thought when I was going over his reports, he never treated them like ordinary children, more like eggs everyone was afraid would break.
May I ask how old you are?
Well, I'm not in my teens, you know. I'm 20.
I'll look 20.
Mrs. Keller, but don't lose heart just because I'm not on my last legs. I have 3 big advantages over Dr. Howe, and money couldn't buy for it. One is his work behind me. I have read every word he wrote about it. It wasn't exactly a man you called with a few words. Another said he young. I've got energy to do anything. Third is, well, I've lived on land.
Advantages.
Some have the look of the Irish and some do not.
Well, will you try to teach her first?
First, last, and in between, language.
Language.
Language is more to the mind than life to the eye. Howe said that.
Language. We can't get through to teach her to sit still. You are young despite your years to have such confidence. Do you, Gonzaga?
No. To tell you the truth, I'm shaking inside as a baby's rattle.
Don't grieve. We'll do all we can to help and to make you feel at home. Don't think of us as strangers, Miss Sanders.
Oh, strangers aren't so strange to me. I've known them all my life.
Captain Keller, they're coming! Sure enough came, Captain.
Well, tonight, agree, Miss Sullivan. I take it you are Miss Sullivan.
My husband, Miss Annie, Captain Keller.
Captain Keller, how do you do?
A pleasure to see you at last. I trust you had an agreeable journey.
Oh, I had several. When did this country get so big?
Where would you like this trunk, Father?
Where Miss Sullivan can get at it, I imagine.
Yes, please. Where's Helen?
In the hall.
Oh, we've put you in the upstairs corner room, Miss Annie. If there's any breeze at all this summer, you'll feel it.
And the suitcase.
Oh, I'll take my suitcase.
Up stone, Miss Sullivan, I have it.
I'd like it.
I couldn't think of it. You'll find in the South.
Let me.
Treat women as the flowers.
It's got something in it for Helen. Thank you. Where's Helen?
There. There is Helen.
Katie.
Well,
She's very rough, Katie.
I like her, Captain.
Certainly be a peculiar kind of young woman in the North. How old is she?
Oh, well, she's not in her teens, you know.
She's only a child. What's her family like, shipping her off all alone this fall?
I couldn't learn. She's very close-mouthed about some things.
Why does she wear those glasses? I like to see a person's
She
eyes.
was
when
blind. She was blind.
Blind.
She's had 9 operations on her eyes. One just before she left.
Good heavens. Do they expect one blind child to teach another? Oh, has she experience at least? How long did she teach then?
She was a pupil.
Katie. Katie, this is her first position?
She was valedictorian.
Here's a house full of grown-ups can't cope with a child. Has an inexperienced, half-blind Yankee schoolgirl supposed to manage her.
Great improvement. Now we have 2 of them to look after.
You look after those strawberry plants.
Nothing else to say is right.
Well, why say anything? Don't be long, Captain. We'll have supper right away.
All right, Miss O'Sullivan. Then let's begin with the dog. D-O-L-L. Dole.
You spell pretty well. What is it? A game?
An alphabet
Alphabet.
for the deaf. Oh, how bright she is.
You think she knows what she's doing? She's a monkey. She imitates everything.
Yes, she's a bright little monkey, all right. No.
She wants her doll back, Miss Sullivan.
When she smells it,
Spell it. She doesn't know the thing has a name.
of course not. Well, who expects her to now? All I want is for her fingers to learn the letters.
She doesn't like that alphabet, Miss Sullivan. You invent it yourself.
Spanish wants to know a vowel silence. I wish you'd take Kate, from Washington up north, it's the best I could do. C-A-K-E. Do what my fingers do, never mind what it means. Get that down fast, maybe I'll steal that back too. Now, let's begin with the doll. D-O-L-L. Think it over. L. Yes, imitate now, understand later. By end of the first laugh. Helen! You little wretch! No one's taught you any manners?
Miss Sullivan. Buffalo girl, won't you come out tonight? Come out tonight, come out tonight. Buffalo girl, won't you come out tonight and dance by the light of the moon?
You're not lost. You're only out of play. I'm toothless. Oh, it hurts.
It hurts, Eddie. It hurts. When are we going home? You promised. Forever and ever. You said forever.
Supper's ready, Jim. Will you call your father?
Certainly. Father! Supper! No need to shout. I may cool my heels for an hour. Sit down. Vinny!
Yes, Captain, right here. Mildred, you want to perhaps sleep in it? Oh, yes, that babe's an angel. Helen had a good supper. I don't know. Somehow, she didn't have much appetite tonight.
Oh, well, now, I couldn't say the same for my part. I'm in her room. Doesn't she know hot food must be eaten hot? Bring her down at once, Jimmy.
Certainly. I'll get the ladder.
What?
I'll need a ladder. Shouldn't take them all.
It shouldn't take you.
Jimmy, do as I say. Go upstairs at once.
She's locked in her room.
Locked in
What
her.
on earth?
Helen locked her in there and made off with the key.
And you sit here and say nothing.
Well, everyone's been telling me not to say anything.
Then you look out back at Helen and see if she has that key.
Yes, Miss Pink.
Oh, she's out by the pump. Miss Sullivan, are you in there?
Well, I'm in here all right.
Is there no key on your
If
side?
there was a key in here, I wouldn't be in here. Helen took it. The only thing on my side is me.
Sullivan, I'm in the house 10 minutes. I'll see how you managed it. Betty!
And I'm not on my side.
Betty!
Yes, Captain.
Put that meat back in the oven.
She has no key.
Nonsense, Katie. She must have the key. Have you searched her pockets?
Yes, she doesn't have it.
Katie, she must have the
Would
key.
you prefer to search for yourself?
No, I would not prefer to search her myself. She nearly bit my head off this morning when I tried merely to take that ladder back.
Certainly.
Could have hidden your key
Where?
anywhere. In the stone, in the flower bed, in the ground.
I can't plow the entire grounds about a missing key now, can I? Jimmy!
Sir!
Bring me a ladder.
Certainly!
What is milk you're doing up?
Cat smoke. All that all.
Miss Sullivan!
Captain Kelly?
Come out!
I don't see how I can. But there isn't room.
I intend to carry her. Simply climb on my shoulders and hold tight.
That's very chivalrous of you, but I really
Miss
prefer
Sullivan,
to-
follow instructions. I will not have you also tumbling out of
I
our
am
window.
perfectly able to go down a ladder on my own.
I doubt it, Miss Sullivan. Simply hold on to my neck. Oh, my neck, Miss
I'm
Sullivan!
going to inconvenience you in this way.
No inconvenience other than having that door taken down and the lock replaced if we bear upon that key.
I'll look everywhere for it.
Thank you. Do not look in any rooms that can be locked. Go back to your work. What are you looking at here? There's nothing here to look at. Now, would it be possible for us to have supper like other people?
Jimmy, serve supper. I'll put Mildred to sleep. Yes.
Might as well leave the L-A-D-D-E-R.
Little devil. Think I'm so easily gotten rid of? I have a thing or two to learn first. I have nothing else to do. And nowhere to go.
And nobody here has attempted to control her. The greatest problem I have is how to discipline her without breaking her spirit. I shall insist on reasonable obedience from the start. Ink. It has a name. Down, under, up. Careful of the needle. These blots are her handiwork. Why? Oh. Oh! Let's try temperance. Bad girl. Good girl. Very good girl.
What are you saying to her?
I was just making conversation to her, saying it was a sewing code.
But does that mean that to her?
No. And she won't know what spelling is till she knows what a word is.
Yet you keep spelling to her. Why?
I like to hear myself talk.
The captain says it's like spelling to the fence post.
Does he now?
Is it?
No. No, it's how I watch you talk to Mildred.
Mildred.
Anything. Gibberish, grown-up gibberish, baby gibberish. They understand one word of it to start. And somehow they begin to. If we let them hear it, I'm letting Helen hear it.
Other children are not impaired.
Oh, there's nothing impaired in that head. Works like a mousetrap.
But after a child hears how many words, Miss Annie? 1,000,000?
I guess no mother's ever minded enough to count.
Oh, what did she spell?
I spelled card, she spelled cake. No. It's just a finger game to her, Mrs. Keller. No meaning.
Well, when will she learn?
Maybe after 1,000,001 words.
I should like to learn those letters, Miss Annie.
I'll teach you tomorrow morning. It makes only 500,000 each.
It's her bedtime. I'm sorry, Miss Annie.
Why does she get a reward for stabbing me?
Well, we catch our flies with honey, I'm afraid. We haven't the heart for Miss Joss, and so many times she simply cannot be compelled.
Yes. I'm the same way myself. The more I think, the more certain I am that obedience is the gateway through which knowledge enters the mind of a child.
Breakfast ready!
No, but shouldn't we give the devil his due, Father? The fact is, we lost the boy 2 years earlier when he outthought us behind Vicksburg.
Outthought is a peculiar word for a butcher.
Honest maker, wasn't it?
I said butcher. His only butcher was a soldier was numbered when he led them to slaughter with no more guard than for so many sheep.
Well, even if in that sense he was a butcher.
And a drunken one half the war.
Agreed, Father. If his own man said he was, I can't argue that he wasn't.
What was you find to admire such a man, Jimmy? The butchery or the drunkenness?
Neither, Father. Only the fact that he beat us.
He didn't.
Is it with your conjunction, we won the war, sir.
He didn't beat us at Vicksburg. We lost Vicksburg because Pemberton gave Bragg 5,000 of his cavalry, and Lawrence, whom I personally knew for a nincompoop before you were born, marched away from Champion's Hill and up into Helton. We lost Vicksburg by stupidity verging on treason.
I would have said we lost Vicksburg because Grant was one thing no Yankee general was before him.
Are drunk? I doubt it.
Obstinate.
Obstinate? Did any of them pave in with that old stone wall? Or if he'd been there, we'd still have Vicksburg.
Well, the butcher simply wouldn't give up. He tried 4 ways of getting around Vicksburg, and on the 5th try, he got
He
around.
wouldn't have got around if he had a southerner command as opposed to a half-breed Yankee trader like Pemberton. What's the matter there?
Miss Annie, you see she's accustomed to helping herself from our plates to anything.
Yes, fine.
No, of course not. Billy!
Give us something, Jimmy, to quiet her.
But her table manners are the best she has.
Well, let it this time, Miss Sullivan. It's the only way we get any adult conversation around here. If my son happened to answer that description, I'll get you another plate.
Oh, I have a plate, thank you.
Billy, Captain Keller says it's only too true. She'll persist in this until she gets her own way.
Billy, bring Miss Sullivan another
I
plate.
have a plate. Nothing's wrong with the plate. I intend to keep it.
Ha! You see why they took Vicksburg?
Miss Sullivan, one plate or another is hardly a matter of struggle with a proud child, now.
Oh, I'd sooner have more. A heroic issue myself.
No, I really must insist you. Now she's hurt herself.
No, she hasn't.
Will you please let her hands go?
Annie, you don't know the child well enough yet. You keep.
And your ordinary attention well enough when I see one. And I badly spoiled the child.
Here, here. Miss Sullivan, you have more understanding of your pupil if you had some pity in you. Now kindly do as I...
Pity! For this tyrant? Russell's on the way to the end, and she doesn't get it. I'll tell you what I pity. That someone writes and says for all her life, everything will tell her herself. Or tell you pity you when you're under the strawberries, Captain Bell.
Katie, for the love of
Miss
heaven...
Annie, I think it serves.
Serves you good. Well, that's all. It's easier to feel sorry for having to teach her anything better, isn't it?
I fail to see we ain't taught her anything yet, Miss
I'll
Sullivan.
leave this meeting if you leave the room, Captain.
Leave now.
Everyone. Please.
Miss Sullivan, you're here only as a paid teacher. Nothing more, certainly not to...
I'll teach her pictures of pity. If you can't stand up to one attention, stonewalling teeth. Tell you, promise me.
I did, and
Then leave me alone. Now,
Katie, will you come outside with me? At once, please.
heaven's sake.
out, please.
If it takes all evening, General.
This cub of a girl presumes. I tell you, I'm of half a mind to ship her out to Boston before the week is out. You can't inform her so from me. She's a hireling. Now, I want to make clear, unless there's an apology and complete change of manners, she goes out on the next train. Will you make that quite clear?
Where will you be, Captain, while I'm making it?
At the office.
William? I thought what she was saying was exceptionally intelligent. I've been saying it for years.
To his face? Or will you take it, Jimmy? As a flag? time. Dinner's coming, and I didn't get them breakfast dishes out of there yet. You run along, Martha.
Ah, can't wait out here a minute longer, Kate. Why, this could go on all afternoon, too.
I'll tell the captain you called. You hear what Miss Kate say? Never you mind what's going on here.
You run along and tend your own business. Shoot! Get up. Goodbye.
Say what you like, but that child is a Keller. I need to remind you that all the Kellers are cousins of General Robert E. Lee. I don't know who that bird is. The only Sullivan I've heard of. From Boston, too. And I think twice before locking her up with that kind. Is that man, John Ed.
You give me one, Miss Kate. I'll sneak it back into the crib. This child never gives me a minute's worry. And this one's an angel. No question about that.
What happened? She ate from her own plate. Herself. She folded her napkin. Her room's so wrecked. Her napkin is folded. I'll be in my room, Mrs. Kelly.
Don't wait too long, man. Dinner be ready right away. Folding her napkin. My Helen folding her napkin.
Hey, there. What's that noise?
Just a caution, please.
Where are they pushing it?
To the dead house. No, Jimmy, there's school.
You ain't going to school, are you?
When I grow up,
You ain't either, Annie. You're gonna stay here and take care of me.
then I'm going to school when I grow up.
You said we'd be together forever.
I'm going to school when I grow up.
Katie, I will not have it. Now, you did not see after supper tonight when that girl went to look for Helen in her room.
No.
The child practically climbed out of a window to escape from her. What kind of teacher is she? I thought I'd seen her at worst this morning shouting at me when I come home to find the entire house is organized by her. Helen won't stay 1 second in the same room. Won't come to the table with her. Won't let herself be bathed or undressed or put to bed by her. Or even by Betty now. And the end result is that you have to do more for the child than before we hired this girl's services. Ever since she's come off the train, she's been nothing but a burden. Incompetent, impertinent, ineffectual, immoral.
She folded her napkin, Captain.
What?
Not ineffectual. Helen did fold her napkin.
Well, what in heaven's name is so extraordinary about folding a napkin?
Well, it's more than you did, Captain.
Kate, I did not bring you all the way out here to the garden house to be frivolous. Now, how does Miss Sullivan propose to teach a deaf-blind pupil who won't let her even touch her?
I don't know.
The fact is, today she's come with any chance she ever had of getting along with the child. Now, if you could see any point of purpose,
What do you wish me to do?
I want you to give her notice.
I can't.
Well, if you won't, I must. I simply will. Miss Sullivan.
Captain Keller. Then he said I'd find you both over here. I thought we should have a talk.
Yes, Well, come in. Katie,
Captain.
I want to first make my position clear to Mrs. Keller in private. I've decided I am not satisfied, and in fact deeply dissatisfied, with the manner in which,
Is this little house ever in use?
in the hunting season, if you will give me your attention, Miss Sullivan, I've tried to make allowance of you because you come from a part of the country where people are, or women, I should say, come from for whom allowances must be made. Nevertheless, I've decided Miss Sullivan, I find it very difficult to talk through those glasses.
Oh, of course.
Why do you wear them? The sun has been down for an hour.
Any kind of light hurts my eyes.
Put them on, Miss Sullivan. I've decided to give you another chance.
To do what?
To remain in our employ, but on two conditions. I'm not accustomed to rudeness in servants or women, and that is the first. You understand there must be a radical change in manner.
Whose?
Well, yours, young lady, isn't it obvious? The second thing, persuade me that there's the slightest hope of you teaching a child who flees from you now like the plague to anyone else you can find in this house.
There isn't.
What, Miss Annie?
Can't teach a child who runs away.
Then do I understand you propose?
Well, if we all agree it's hopeless, the next
Miss
question
Annie, I'm
is...
not agreed. I think perhaps you underestimate Helen.
I think everyone else here does.
She did fold her napkin. She learns. She learns. Do you know she began talking when she was 6 months old? She could say water. Not really, wawa. Wawa, but she meant water. She knew what it meant and only 6 months old. I never saw a child so bright or outgoing. It's still in her somewhere, isn't it? You should have seen her before her illness. Such a good-tempered child.
She's changed.
Put up with it, Miss Annie. And with us.
Us.
Oh, please. Like the lost lamb in the parable, I love her all the more.
Mrs. Keller, I don't think Helen's worst handicap is her deafness or her blindness. I think it's your love and pity.
Now what does that mean?
All of you here are so sorry for her. You've kept her like a pet. Why, even a dog you housebreak. It's useless for me to try to teach her
Sandy,
language
before
or
you
anything.
came, we spoke of putting her in an asylum.
What kind of asylum?
For mental defectives.
I visited there. I can't tell you what I saw. People like animals with rats in the halls. What are we to do if you give up?
Give up?
You said it was hopeless.
You. Well, give up? Why, only today so it has to be done. To begin. I want complete charge of her.
You already have
No, I
that.
mean day and night. She has to be dependent on me.
For what?
Everything. The food she eats, the clothes she wears, the fresh air, yes, the air she breathes. Whatever her body needs is a primer to teach her out of. The one who lets her have it should be her teacher. Not anyone who loves her. We have so many feelings, they fall over each other like feet.
So if she runs from you to us.
Yes, that's the point. I'll have to live with her somewhere else.
What?
Till she learns to listen and depend on me.
For how long?
As long as it takes. I packed half my things already.
Miss Sullivan?
Mrs. Keller meets both her conditions. It's the one way I can get back in touch with Helen. And I don't see how I can be rude to you again if you're not around to interfere with her.
And what is your intention if I say no? Pack the other half for home and abandon your charge to...
The asylum? I grew up in such an asylum. Stay down this house. The rats, why my brother Jimmy and I used to play with the rats because we didn't have toys. Maybe you'd like to know what Helen would find that note on visiting days? When the world was full of old women. Crippled, blind, most of them dying, but even if what they had was catching, there was nowhere else to move them. And that's where they put us. And there were younger ones across the hall, prostitutes mostly with epileptic fits and TB, and a couple of the kind who kept after the younger ones. And some insane. The youngest went in another ward to have the babies they didn't want. They started at 13, 14. They leave afterwards, but the babies stayed. And we played with them too, though a lot of them had sores all over their bodies from diseases they're not supposed to talk about. Not many of them lived. The first year, we had 80. 70 died. The room Jimmy and I played in was the dead house, where they kept the bodies so they could dig the graves.
Oh, my dear.
No. No, it made me strong. I don't think you need to send Helen there. She's strong enough. No, I have no conditions, Captain Kelly.
Susanna,
Yes?
where would you take Helen?
Oh, Italy?
What?
Can't have everything. How would this garden house do? Furnish it, bring Helen here after a long ride so she won't recognize it, and you can see her every day if she doesn't know it. Well,
Is that all?
that's all.
Captain, with your permission,
Why must she depend on you for the food?
I want control of it.
Why?
It's a way to reach her.
You intend to starve her into letting you touch
She won't
her?
starve, she'll learn. All's fair in love and war, Captain Keller. You never cut supplies?
This is hardly a war.
Well, it's not love. A siege is a siege.
Miss Sullivan, do you like the child?
Do you?
you could have a servant here.
I'll have enough trouble without keeping after a servant. Let that boy Percy sleep here,
We
run
could
errands,
let Percy
and
sleep
bring some
here. I think,
furniture all our
Captain.
own.
Oh, that walnut bedstead and
I've not yet consented to Percy, or to the house, or to the proposal, or to Miss Sullivan staying on when well, very well, I consent to everything. For 2 weeks. I'll give you 2 weeks in this house. It'll be a miracle if you get that child to tolerate you.
2 weeks? Miss Anna, can you accomplish anything in 2 weeks?
Anything or not, 2 weeks. And then the child comes back to us. Make up your mind, Miss Sullivan, yes or no.
2 weeks. For only one miracle? I'll get her to tolerate me.
You can't think as little of love as you said. Or you wouldn't stay.
I didn't come for love. I came for the money. A. The first of many. 26. I've always wanted to live in a doll's house.
You don't give up easily, do you? Oh, you went her hand now, in this place.
Do I know? I lost my temper and here we are.
No touching, no teaching. Of course you are,
I'm
baby.
not counting on this. I'm counting on her. That little imp is dying to know.
Know what?
Anything. Any and any crumb in God's creation. I'll have to use that appetite too.
Maybe she'll teach you
Of course.
that she isn't. That there's such thing as dullness of heart, acceptance, and letting go. Sooner or later, we all give up. Don't we?
Maybe you all do. It's my idea of original sin.
What is?
Giving up.
You won't know, huh? Why can't you let her be? Have some pity on her for being what she is?
If I ever thought once like that, I'd be dead.
You will be. Why trouble? Or will you teach me?
he is. We rode around the country for 2 hours.
For all she knows, she could be in another town.
That's her sign from
I know. In 2 weeks.
Sam, please be good to her. Please truly try to be very good to her.
I will. I get into now?
Can't understand. Had every intention of this Miss Night girl not setting her up like an empress.
Yes. What's her secret, sir?
Secret.
That lets her get everything she wants. And I can't.
She does not get anything.
Captain?
He's afraid. What does he want out of you?
My God, don't you know? Everything you've forgotten my mother.
What? One thing that girl's secret is not, she is not fired one shot and disappeared. Katie, come on, Lee.
Captain, I'm proud of you.
For what?
For letting this girl have what she needs.
I can't my son be. He can't bear me. You think I treat him as hard as this girl does heaven?
Perhaps you do.
Well, he has to learn some respect.
Do you like the child? I'll empty the houses tonight.
I will touch you. How? How do I? Percy? Percy! Percy, come in here. I need you. Percy, you awake? How would you like to play a nice game? With Helen, she's over there. Put out your hand.
Let me go. Let me go. She's trying to talk. She's gonna hit me.
She can talk. If only she knew. She makes letters. This one is C. C. She's mad at me now, though. She won't play. But she makes lots of letters. This one is A. C. A. C. C. A. K. E. She spells cake, she gets cake. Fine, if you won't play with me. No, I'll play with him. How would you like to learn one she doesn't know?
I wouldn't.
N is this. I, that's an easy one, just a little finger. L, K is this. No, why should I play with you? I'm teaching Percy a new word. L, K is this. Jealous, are you? All right. Finally back to where I can touch you, Touch and go, no love lost. Here we go. Thank you, Percy. You've earned your sleep. You can go back to bed now. Now all I have to teach you is one word. Everything. Little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. And if that mockingbird don't sing, Mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring. If that diamond ring turns to brass, Mama's gonna buy you a looking glass. If that looking glass gets broke, Mama's gonna buy you a billy goat. If that billy goat won't pull, Mama's gonna buy you a carton bowl. If that carton bowl turns over,
Water, Helen. Helen, this is water. W-A-T-E-R. Has a name. The name stands for a thing. There's only one way out for you in its language. Learn that you can talk and say anything. Maybe you can name it. This is Mug. M-U-G. Mug. It has a name, Henry. It has a name.
You haven't eaten, Kate.
I can't sit to it. I'm too restless.
You should eat, my dear. It'll be a long day waiting.
But it's been a short 2 weeks. Who knew life could be so noiseless? Went much too quickly for me.
C-A-R-D. Card. C-A-R-D.
Life has been perfectly normal, hasn't it?
Jim!
Can you blame me for enjoying a quiet breakfast after 5 years? And you two even seem to enjoy
Even
each
more
other.
noises, Jimmy, without you running your tongue every minute. Haven't you enough feeling to imagine what Katie has been undergoing?
Captain, it's true. The 2 weeks have been normal, quiet all you say, but not short. Interminable.
W-A-T-E-R. Water. Has a name. W-A-T.
I only meant that Miss Sullivan is a boon of contention, though it seemed.
If and when you're parent, Jimmy, you'll understand what separation means. A mother loses a protector. You'll learn we don't just keep our children safe, they keep us safe. There are, of course, all kinds of separation. Katie's lived with one kind for 5 years. And another's disappointment in a child.
I feel every day more and more inadequate.
Kate. I'm sorry. Open my mouth. Like that fairy tale. Frogs jump out.
So it has to be better for everyone. If only there was someone to help me. Well, I need a teacher as much as Helen.
Kate. What does he want from me?
That's not the question. Stand up to the world, Jimmy. That comes first.
But the world is him.
Yes, and no one can do it for you.
Kate. Could you at least be my friend?
I am.
My mind is undisciplined, full of jumps and skips and... Center, restoring. Where was discipline? But a dictionary, you have to know how to spell it before you can look up how to spell it. Center, discipline. Undisciplined.
What are you doing to your eyes?
I'm learning how to spell. It's like a surprise party with most unexpected characters tonight.
You're not to overwork your eyes, Miss Anne.
Wait. Whatever I spell to Helen, it better be right.
How serene she is.
She learned this since yesterday. Now I can't get her to stop. Such a little lady. She'd sooner starve than eat with her fingers.
You've taught her so much these 2 weeks.
No.
I wouldn't.
Not enough. Obedience isn't enough. Well, she learned 2 nouns this morning. He and water brings her up to 18 nouns and 3 verbs.
But not.
No. Not that they mean things. It's still a finger game. No meaning. Shall we play our finger game, Mrs. Keller?
How will she learn
It
it?
will come.
How?
We're born to use words like these. It has to come. How?
All right, I don't know how. I've done everything I could think of. Whatever she's learned here, keeping herself clean, knitting. Yesterday a chick was born in her hands. All of it I spell. Everything we do, we never stop spelling and go to bed with rider's cramp from talking so
Miss
much.
Sandy, I worry about you. You must rest.
Now, her hands spell back in her sleep, but her fingers make letters she doesn't even know. Inside those 5 fingers know that hand aches to speak out. How do I nudge that awake? That's the one question.
With no answer.
Except to keep at it, like this.
More time?
Spell it.
Oh, because I can't.
Spell it. If she ever learns to have a lot to tell each other. Start now.
Miss Sullivan,
Captain Keller.
my dear child, 2 weeks are up today.
Not until 6 o'clock.
Oh, well, now, what difference can a fraction of one
An
day
agreement
make?
is an agreement. Now you've been very good. I'm sure you can keep it up for a few more hours.
Miss Sullivan, you are retired.
Likewise, I'm sure. It stands there. Close the door if she comes.
I don't think you know how eager we are to have her back in our arms.
I do know. It's my main worry.
It's like expecting a new child in the house. Well, she is, so composed. Well, you've done wonders for her, Miss Sullivan.
Have I?
Well, if there's anything you want from us in repayment, you tell us.
I just told Mrs. Keller. I want more time.
Sandy.
Another week.
We miss the child. I miss her. I'm glad to say that's a different debt I owe you.
We'll pay it to Helen. We'll give her another week.
Doesn't she miss us?
Why, of course she does. What a wrench this unexplainable exile must be to her. Well, can you say it's not?
No, it doesn't.
Doesn't she need affection too?
No, she never shows me she needs it. She won't have any caressing.
But you're not her mother.
And what would another week accomplish? We are more than satisfied. We've done more than we ever thought possible. I've taught her constructive things to do, how to behave, even look like a human child. So manageable, contented, cleaner, more...
Leaner.
Well, we do say cleanliness is next to God.
Cleanliness is next to nothing. She has to learn that everything has its name, that words can be her eyes to everything in the world outside her, and inside too. What is she without words? Captain Keller, you publish a newspaper. Do I have to tell you what words are?
Miss Sullivan.
And she has them already. 18 nouns and 3 verbs. All I need is more time alone with her to push one into her mind, and everything under the sun will follow. I can't risk her unlearning it. Give me more time alone with her, another week
Look.
or 2.
What is she spelling?
Water?
Teaching a pillow to spell. Pillow doesn't know what she means any more than she knows what you mean, Miss Sullivan. I think you ask too much of her and yourself. I don't think God meant for Helen to have these eyes you speak of.
I mean her to.
Well, what is it to you? You make us see how we indulge her for our sake. Is the opposite true for you?
Half a week.
An agreement is an agreement,
Mrs.
Miss Sullivan.
Keller.
I want her back.
Very well. I'll send Vinny over to help you pack.
Not until 6 o'clock. I have her till 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Come, Katie.
No. Pillow. No, not water. Here. Water. Water. I don't know how to tell you, Helen. No soul in the world knows how to tell you, Helen. Helen. It's what's to me, so they're satisfied. Give them back their child, housebroken and unsatisfied. But me and you. Reach. Yes, reach. I wanted to teach you. Oh, everything the world is full of, Helen. Everything on it that's ours for a wink and it's gone, and I know. I know one word, if I could put the world in your hand, Helen. Whatever it is to me, I won't take less. How do I tell you that this thing, water, this pillow, or this wool means this word, and that this word means this thing, wool? Dress. Dress, Helen, dress. Napkin, napkin, Helen, Helen. Face, Helen, F-A-C-E, face, face.
Miss, Anne, I've been waiting to give you this.
What?
For your first month's salary. Now that doesn't express what we feel, it doesn't pay our debt. What you've done.
What have I done?
Taken a wild thing and given us back a child.
I taught her one thing. No. Don't do this, don't do that.
Well, it's more than all of us could.
I wanted to teach her what language is. I wanted to teach her yes.
We'll have time.
I don't know how. I know without it, to do nothing but obey is no gift. Obedience without understanding is a blindness to. Is that how I first taught her?
No.
Maybe. I don't know what else to do. Simply go on, keep doing what I've done, hope that inside she's... But that inside she's waiting. Like water underground, all I can do is keep on.
Well, it is enough for us.
You can help Captain Keller.
How?
Even learning no has been at a cost of much trouble and pain. Don't undo it.
Why would we wish
The
to...
world is an easy place for anyone. I don't want her to just obey, but to let her have her way in everything is a lie to her. And I don't even love her. She's not my child. You've got to stand between that lie and her.
We will try.
Because I live. And as long as you let me stay, there's one promise I'll keep.
Agreed. And we've learned something too, I hope. But won't you come now to supper?
Yes. Why doesn't God pay his debts each month?
I beg your pardon.
Nothing. I used to wonder how I could earn a living.
Oh, well, you do.
I really do. Now the question is, can I survive it?
May I?
I'll be glad to have you back too. Promise. What? Oh, key. Yes, I'll keep the key. I think we have enough locked doors too.
Evening, General.
Thank you.
Will you say the grace, Jimmy?
And Jacob was left alone, and he wrestled with an angel until the breaking of the day. And the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint. As he wrestled with him, the angel said, "Let me go, for the day breaketh." And Jacob said, "I will not let thee go, unless thou bless me." Amen.
Amen.
Oh, you angel.
That's a very strange grace, James.
Will you stop from the good book, isn't it?
Well, of course it is. Do you know?
Yes, I know.
Then why ask?
I meant it is from the good book, and therefore fit and great.
Well, I don't know about that. There's an awful lot of things in the good book that I wouldn't care to hear before you.
Well, fitting in the sense that Jacob's thigh was out of joint, and so is this chickie's.
I declare, James.
Pickles hinted.
Oh, I should say so. You know my opinion of your pickles.
This is the answer, I'm afraid. I didn't put nearly enough last summer. This year I intend to.
Frederick looked into the office today, complained his to stop late. Well, that poor fellow, he was out of joint. All he could do was sit.
I've always suspected those hands.
Of what?
I think they're papists. Has he tried to...
James, now you're pulling my lower extremity. The first thing you know will be...
Sandy?
No.
It's a very special day.
It will be when I get into that.
Please, I've hardly had a chance to welcome her home.
Captain Keller?
Oh, Katie, we had a little talk. Miss Annie feels that
Well,
we
what's
don't
the
have...
child
She's
done?
learned not to throw things on the floor and kick. Why, it took us the best part of 2 weeks.
But only a napkin. It's not as if it were
And
breakable.
everything she's learned is... Keller, I don't think we should play tug of war for her. Either give her to me or you keep her from kicking.
What do you wish to do?
Then we take her from the table.
Oh, let her stay. My goodness. She's only a child. She doesn't have to fold her napkin her first evening home.
And that's outside with no tainted feet.
Outside. I'm the child's age.
Miss Sandy will once hurt so much. She's made all the Helen's favorite foods.
It's a homecoming party, Sandy.
She's testing you, you realize.
She's testing you.
Jimmy, be quiet. Now that she's home, naturally she's going away.
And wants to see what will happen at your hands. I told you this is my main worry, so you promised me not half an hour
And she's not kicking out.
and not learning not to. Learning no is bound to be painful for everyone. I know it hurts to watch, but to live up to just what you demand of her. And no more.
She's testing you.
Jimmy!
I have an opinion. I think
I
I
was
should.
interested in hearing your
I'm
opinion.
interested. Of course she's testing me. Let me keep it what she's learned and she'll go on learning from me. Take her out of my hands when it all comes apart. Be bountiful, but it's at her expense. Please, don't pass me more of her favorite foods.
Take her, Miss Sandy.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm afraid you're the difficulty, Miss Sandy. Now, we'll keep her what she's learned. You're quite right there. But I don't see you consider from the state. After all, she is our guest of honor.
The same child, none of you would tolerate her.
Well, she's not. I think some compromise is called for here. Bring her plate back, please. There. It's not unnatural. Most of us take some aversion to our teachers. Occasionally, another hand can smooth things out. Now, shall we start all over?
I think we started all over.
Don't get up!
Where are you going?
Don't move anything else out for me. I treat her like a senior child and I ask her to see.
Where
I
are you?
expect her to see. Don't undo what I do.
Where are you taking her?
To make her fill this picture again.
You let her speak to you like that, Arthur. A creature who works for you.
No, I do not.
Let her go.
What?
I said let her go. She's right. She's right, Kate's right, I'm right, and you're wrong. Has the thought never occurred to you that for once in your life, you might be consummately wrong?
Captain?
Sit down. Everyone.
Not you. Home. W-A-T-E-R, Helen. Helen Walter. It has a name. W-A-T-E-R. Yes. Water? Yes! Yes! Graham, yes, yes! My dear, yes! Step. Yes. Ken, Mrs. Keller! Come on, Mrs. Keller! Mother.